Yeah. Need to soften
That was
back up.
an uncomfortable weekend.
Probably everything a little bit stiff from being a statue.
Yeah. Always a good time.
Oh yeah. Well, a small thing. Fire and a carrier now need 3 mythic trials to progress. Yeah, we'll do some preaching to my followers, you know. Yeah, I can now grant 4th level spells. more, more power to the followers. Hmm. So. Hmm. Hmm. Does Toulon have somewhere they want to be?
Gex.
Yeah.
That's what you get for not playing along.
And if everybody picks the same campaign tree for some reason, then it all happens in that one place then. Funky. Woundworm. A whimsical woundworm warbles in the woods. Hmm. Hmm.
Thing says exciting adventures like meteorology.
Yeah.
Eyebrow wiggle.
Hmm. Well, maybe there's a big ol' elemental or something for us to beat up. Oh, Tainted or rather, be friend. Hmm. So, what say you? Bandits or weather?
I think given that we had like two adventures two adventures in a row that were like I picked one and Fire picked one, makes sense that Toulon should at least get a say.
Well, so then.
The weather thing sounds like the only thing left that's like way over there.
Well, there's, yeah, weather bandits, maybe a lost priest somewhere.
Dang
Also,
priests always getting lost.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, that's more of a thing in the second edition.
okay.
Uh,
Alright, let's bust some bandits, I suppose.
what did Saucyl ever say about getting the letter?
oh yeah, brother.
Corpse.
Ever?
Oh, uh, right. You might want to maybe send a some kind of party over into that cave to rescue the statue people there? Well, they are petrified, same as Cariel over here was. Right, I should have mentioned that earlier when we came in.
Yeah, probably get someone to. Yeah, they'll be fine. They're made of stone. They're not gonna like die.
Yeah. Oh. Bye.
Oh. Have fun.
That kind of when the news saw, oh yeah, letter for a deceased brother. Oh no, wait, he's a statue. He might be alive. Well, I'm here mostly for my looks.
Keep telling yourself that.
Whoops. Okay, that's great. Apparently, I've been muted on the stream because I'm using my desk mic instead of my me mic. Whoops.
Huh. So it's just us talking to an imaginary.
I'm a
person.
spooky.
Ah,
I'm
I'm scared.
Well, it's only been like 12 minutes. Oh, well. Anyway, good old chums, old pals, old friends, old buddy, old pals, old friends.
Yeah.
Right. As I mentioned, Citadel Dresden has been given a bit of a polishing. The city does look a bit better now that most of the streets have been somewhat cleaned up. Some of the Citadel walls are being refurbished. There's proper furniture here now. The demon dung's been flung outside, so to speak. Like at the time you were gone, this place is starting to look great.
Well,
So yes, fire matches the drapes.
Done marvels regarding the stench of evil over here.
That big old sword of valor definitely helps with its flying in the breeze out in the courtyard.
Now it's just a faint, very, very faint stench of evil. Just a wisp.
Delicious. Well, I assume you've already taken care of your marketing business. How about we get on the road then, kids?
All right.
So, bandits it was.
Yeah, if they are such a huge problem.
Well, they are a now problem. The store might be a future problem if it decides to start to move.
Let's see. I got a roll. All right. An uneventful day of travel. As you go over the road and see in the valley, variety of fine peoples traveling towards and from Desen. I think, he isn't Cannabis. Cannabis is further down south, because there's no bend in the road. Eventually, however, on your next day of travel, you do in fact encounter that sound everyone's been talking about.
Buzz.
Let me see. I need to pull up this particular encounter. It's letter F. Let me pull up letter F. This is Eagle Rock. This fine fortification once contained a crusader's fort. It's now mostly just ruins. If you have knowledge local, you might know the specifics as to how this happened, but what matters right now is that somewhere on the top is this big thing waving its wings, creating a droning sound that pierces the air and causes your eardrums to act all funny.
Gross.
What is that thing?
Well, from here it's a little bit difficult to see, but maybe with a knowledge, religion, or planes you can figure out some details.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Atop of the highest of the 5 towers that makes up the Eagle Rock location, which, by the way, gets its name from the fact that in profile, from some directions, it looks like a bird of prey, like a raptor. The creature you see is a Darachni, maybe? They're large demons that make spooky noises and summon insect swarms over time. They're kind of like the disease-oriented demons.
The disease bugs.
Yep. Known to summon swarms, insect plagues, generally just be a bother to everyone. You know, what do most demons get teleport powers?
Yeah, we should take care of that thing. It's not a good
Beware,
idea.
it's vicious poison.
Yeah, nasty.
No, I'm talking like its poison does con damage, which is the really bad one.
Yep,
It's the one
really
that'll
nasty.
kill ya.
Oh. Taking a moment to gather your breath. I assume you make your way up there to say hello?
Really better.
Yep.
I'll probably snipe it from a distance.
I mean, you could try. It's probably going to try to make its way over, or teleport over.
Yeah, like, how far away is it?
If you're standing at the base of where Eagle Rock properly goes up, like 1,000 feet or so. You're a good distance away at this point.
1,000 feet. Okay. Well, by longbows range increments are 100 feet.
You could probably get about 200 feet before you'd start to risk it actually noticing you. You'd also start to become exposed to the droning sound.
Fireball's got like a 800 foot range, so
it's just about enough.
roundabout.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Slowly approach and try not to be noticed, then snipe it from long range.
Yeah.
You scooch along in, getting within around 200 feet at the walls of that large fortress. Into the meaty overgrowth, hiding in a bush of eyeballs and nerves.
And this place never stops being freaky.
Alright, you can make me your attacks on this creature.
Okay. 200 feet, so this is at some kind of minus?
Yep. Just one range increment for you if it's 100 feet on your bow.
Yep.
Let me just pull up the dark.
Give it a shot.
65, not bad.
33, 23.
By the way,
Dark declining.
I'll show you a cool picture of this spooky man. Now that's spooky.
Man, that is...
Ah.
2 scoops of spooping. Alright,
Well.
a fireball is fired, an arrow is fired. This creature has tough scales, but... Well, tough skin. But that doesn't mean it's invincible.
Does the first one hit?
Yes. The second one also hits.
And it's 15 extra.
Mm-hmm.
Shot.
Is your weapon good or wholly aligned?
I think it's currently... No, not currently. Just cold iron.
I'll just move to a battle map. It's easier. I'm gonna
Unless Radiant has decided to upgrade itself again.
Well, if you didn't make it a holy weapon, you're gonna have to pay a small price. What did I call this forced encounter? There's not even a map here. Why don't I have a witch hut map? Ugh, probably something I plan to do. Forgot about. Alright. The Arachne high up in his fine spire is pelted with an arrow, which doesn't do as much as you thought it would. These are the demons that get the good damage resistance. So it was 28. It's going down to 18. Fireball. Roll me some spell resistance overcomingness.
Oh boy.
No, it doesn't make that one. It does make its dex save, though. It doesn't have evasion? Nope. It's consumed by the roaring flames and of several arrows flying its way. The other arrow also hits, but does no damage. Since it's 10, it's not enough to pierce its thick hide. Can you smite someone from any distance? Like, what's the range on your smiting?
Oh. My my smite evil.
Yeah.
It is within sight.
Why don't you,
Should I use that first?
I mean, I imagine you would, considering that you're not exactly bumbling into demons every day. All right, I'll just take the extra 20 on that then, and whatever extra damage you get on it.
Oh, extra damage is paladin level, so it's 10 extra damage, except it's target is evil outsider. The first example, 2 points there. So the first attack will have done 20 points of damage. Extra damage from smite.
Ah, yes, so an extra 40 damage total. Smiting is good.
Smiting is good.
It also takes half damage from that, so that 32. Actually, does that overcome damage resistance? Yes, no? I mean, like, energy resistances?
Smite evil.
No, I mean Cariel's Fireball. Because it does have some fire resistance.
No, it doesn't overcome any damage.
Well, you still knocked it down but to, like, half. I don't know what happened to its hit point form. Let me just fix that one up.
It's just doing its thing, playing some devil music, and then suddenly it explodes.
And suddenly it gets to make me an exciting fort save. It manages to resist the fact that that its body wants to fall into shock from the raw impact of such furious blows. Then it notices you, as they all tend to, and it will commence its assault. Going to start off by trying to fly into the fortress itself and use it for cover. It has a huge advantage with how open and ruinous it is.
Dang, gets critical on it.
Knowing your initiative, that's not the biggest thing.
Probably heard Cariel's spellcasting and your declaration of evil.
It's very far away. Well, damn, baby. You stupid bitch.
Oh, 3 short.
3 short. And we got Toulon who still needs to... There we go. Everyone watches as the Darachni suddenly just jumps off its pillar and falls into the fortress with many walls and hanging. Every single time I start to do one of these things, I get hiccups, I get burps, I get regurgitations, but it's only when I'm GMing. It doesn't matter if I'm recording, it doesn't matter if I talk a lot. It's always this stuff where I get the
Oh, right. Mythic Search. Does that?
I assume so. It's a D20 roll.
Yeah, any D20 roll. So I'll... Since I just thought about it, can I add it to initiative?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if I go first. I tie with it.
What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 22.
Its dex is 23. It still goes first.
Man.
I'm surprised too, 23. That's pretty high. Even with everything going your way, this insect is a little too speedy, and as it jumps down into the fortress and begins buzzing around it, treating this large meshwork of brick and plant life as a giant hive of its own.
Buzz.
You've lost sight of it for now. However, its droning is still echoing against the walls, bleeding out of the front gate you're next to. Fire. You're going to have to hunt that thing down.
Yep.
In front of you are the large castle gates leading into a small courtyard of sorts.
I'll just try to... who needs subtlety? I'll just running through the doors, keeping my bow at the ready.
Give me some perception. Maybe you can figure out where you need to go to find it.
Maybe I should multi-class into ranger or something to get something perception.
Unclear. The echoing makes it very hard to tell where this thing is located. Cariel. Fire runs into the building. What a reckless boy.
Yep. Stole me.
I mean, I guess I'm running after him.
Nice.
I don't
Then
know
you
where-
can roll me
I don't
some
know where this
perception.
thing is. Probably gonna go just as badly.
Nope.
Oh.
Neither of us know anything.
Toulon, your friends don't have good ears. All they hear is the overwhelming echo, which is slowly starting to pick up a magical quality. Wait, is drone supernatural or not? It is.
Fancy that.
Better help them.
Might have to block out ears.
It seems that it flew. So, you know how most strongholds have like that big barrack building? It's somewhere in there. The humming is clearly coming from its many windows. However, before you manage to adjust your battle plan, the creature appears in one of the windows itself and unleashes the might of its droning sound. The sound of a Arachnian flight is mesmerizing, an unsettling drone that causes confusion in all non-demons that hear its unpleasant timbre. It must fly at least 10 feet to activate this ability, or flap its wings in the location, which makes sense. Because I think it's pretty good at flying. You need to make me a DC 18 will save, or be confused by the droning sounds that batter your ears and mingle with the senses.
Hey, then.
Anyone that makes a save is immune to the Arachni's drone for 24 hours. Everyone makes it. You keep your head firm and straight. You can see your mark after all. Fire! Its drone still batters your ears, though it will not magically affect you. You can still see it. It's there in the window.
Huh.
Swarms of animals begin to bleed from the walls, however. Many, many locust-like beings and scorpions.
Oh. Am I within point blank range of it?
No. I mean, you can move in, but the cover only gets better for it as you do that.
Okay. Just sound, aha, and start blasting.
Anyway, then I started blasting.
And
Blam,
I,
blam,
That
blam,
last
blam.
one hits. Our AC is 25 in most circumstances, and it has like a +4 from cover, since it's mostly in a normal window, so its large body is mostly obfuscated.
doesn't help that I roll once and twos there. 3.
Oh gosh, I did not know that Insect Swarm was that potent in how much it summons. Oh boy.
Commence the swarms.
Anyway, it takes 24 in its little hidey hole.
Cariel, got any more of those fireballs?
Oh, you know it. Let me just.
Now, well, that's all great and dandy. Don't forget, these things will stick around afterwards.
No, the bugs.
Wasp swarms.
Gotta love it though.
Spell resistance.
Great roll. Yep.
Kapow! Overcome. It's only 21.
Okay.
It is burnt. Muy fuego. It is big burn. The creature is down to but a scrap. Even with its cover bonus, yeah, it gets hit. It doesn't make that safe. Man, your DC is high. Toulon, it's in the window. It looks like it's going to peel off and let its swarms do the work for it. But you have a moment to do what you must. I mean, the Arachni are very smart. Could just teleport out of here and come back later, but...
Yeah. Pretty juicy morsels right here. Yum yum.
Well, this isn't great.
Or long range combat.
Nope. No, it ain't. Oh. Let's see what the Darachni will do in its fine turn. Demon, Darachni. Does it have anything that you... What's of this? Ooh, it can make even more swarms appear. Sure, why not? It ducks out of the window and attempts to and fails to summon hordes of Viscophores. However, at this point, you guys are going to have to start making a decision. There's a huge flood of insects coming from inside the building where it is hiding. You could dive in there and deliver a finishing blow, but you would get exposed to many tiny insects that will try to bite you.
Okay, so where are the insects in relation to the Arachne?
They're like crawling out of the building out of every possible window.
So they're not really around him. Or...
No, they're all coming towards you like a big wave floating over the brick and plant life.
Oh.
Yes.
Maybe I just putting all my hopes on killing this thing, dispersing the swarm.
So you're gonna run in and take a shot?
Yep.
You heroically watch your heroic friend dive into a cloud of wasps.
Buzz.
Make me your shots as you're in the building and see Darachni, and feel many insects begin landing on you.
Okay, since that's probably a move action, I'm just gonna have my one shot. Oh.
The first one hits, and that's all you need. Bam. As you land an arrow, you are unfortunately reminded that the summoning energies that bind the creature to the material plane don't necessarily end when the creature is killed. You're surrounded by wasps on all sides.
I regret this instantly.
Let's see. What's your fort save looking like?
My fort save is looking like 12.
Well, you can still fail it. In that case, you managed to avoid getting wasp poison affecting your body. You're also deep inside of a swarm. You still take some damage, though, as a result of being surrounded on all sides by stingers. Alright, technically turn order's over, and I'm just going to ask you how you want to get out of dodge effectively, because some of these swarms are faster than 30 feet.
Okay, so are these evil insects? Or anything like that?
I mean, I think that doesn't change. They're still just animals. They're just compelled to act a certain way.
Yeah, but do they have an alignment component?
They're neutral. It's not that kind of summoning, unfortunately.
In that case, I'll just run as fast as my legs can carry.
Did you miss this part where I said that wasps are faster than you? They move 40 feet every move action they take, so they will outrun you.
I don't think Fire will know or care. He has bugs in his hair.
Gariel. Fire goes inside, starts screaming, and comes outside again covered in wasps.
Big guy's dead. I have the stuff in my hair. This is not good.
Does anyone want to help him in any way, as the wasp cloud of and other assorted insects begins to wiggle towards you?
I think I'll just summon a wall of fire behind him, just hopefully it incinerates most of the wasps.
I mean, it won't help your boy Fire.
Yeah, but it'll get rid of the ones that are chasing him.
Alright. The swarm... Oh, that's a good picture.
Oh, I'm... Actually, since this will do something, I'm going to smack this down on myself. Get away, yeah, you. Just a blast of light.
Well, there we go. So,
Wow. I think that does 3 or 2 points of damage if they're neutral.
that doesn't disperse a wasp swarm, no. They're not out. Well, they're not outsiders, I think, even if they're summoned.
No, but it does health damage to neutral.
You can roll me another fort save. As you are getting stung by wasps, some of whom are starting to peel off and go towards Toulon and Cariel. Which is to say that the wasp has a large size and is beginning to redistribute itself.
Oh.
Cariel and Toulon, do you want to do anything to stop this before you become covered in wasps? Your firewall is creating a nice crispy line of insects, yes.
Probably burning hands, I guess, just to kind of aerosol the ones coming towards me.
You hold your hands out and try to extinguish them. Let's see, they're vulnerable to it, so they take double. Much of the swarm begins to dissipate as you hold out your hands and desperately try to avoid getting stung thousands of times. Fire will get hit, but it will also disperse the swarm. Oh no, wait,
Yeah,
if he walks out of it, he'll probably be fine. You manage to disperse the swarm, which becomes nice and crispy. The remaining insects scatter and will probably eventually return to whatever plane they came from. In fact, they probably do. No corpses left behind. They are summoned.
Back to the wasp plane.
5 damage, and then I will heal 2. So.
As you roll out of the problem zone, you'll quickly come to realize that all bugs have been neutralized. A job well done.
That happened.
Good job, Cariel.
You did a thing.
Yeah. Maybe when this is all over, I can get a job as an exterminator.
Yep.
Sounds familiar.
Fire will spend a moment just, going through everything to make sure there aren't any bugs hiding on him. Just shaking like a dog.
You could probably get a pretty good view from atop Eagle Rock. Oh well.
So, you...
Shall we? Well, probably take a quick look around, see if that thing had accumulated anything in its.
Just take a little peek doodle around here. Let me see. Does this thing have anything on it? Apparently, it does come with treasure.
Hooray.
Additionally, as you check on its lair and take a look around, you can all roll me some perception. If you go around the place, that is.
Yeah, sure.
Hooray, blind buddies.
Let's see.
What was the demon called?
A Darachne.
Derachne.
Derachne.
Yeah. I was constantly Descari, but that's the demon lord.
Weird. I'm clicking outsider, but it's not giving me anything. How dumb. I think I'll just go to Don Juan for this then. I should just make... I did it for the other game, but I should just do it for this one too. Make a little list of random crap I can give you when I need a random treasure. It's a good list. They do a good job.
Many a thing has something for loot the body. Like a couple of those next to me right now.
Well done.
And it's just like that. Toulon's perception is exactly ours combined.
How marvelous.
Powers combined.
How marvelous. Oh my goodness. How could I completely forget this? So I recall this, that, man, this is why I kind of want to go back to 3.5 at some point. Because you got all this weird crap going on. I got 1, level 10, and we'll just crank it out the machine. Which will sputter and spit and apparently give me nothing. What?
Sorry, nothing.
I don't know why it's spitting out ridiculously small amounts of anything. These are not items, game.
$4.50.
I can't just give these guys. I can't just give you a scroll of sleep. There's lots of clutter here. Lots and lots of clutter. However, there are 2 items that are of more significant value. Those items are a heavy steel shield containing some sort of enchantment. It's a +2 heavy steel shield of light fortification. And there seems to be a wand of delay poison. A few charges have been used. The rest is all things, you know, trader's goods. It's all heavy and clumsy. You could probably make some money taking it back, but you'd have to lug it around.
What was the wand?
I posted it.
Yeah.
Delay poison. Delay fish, my good sir.
Oh. Delay poison. That's useful.
Delay poison's fun part is that you become immune to poison, so you can just kind of wait it out.
Yeah, that would be it.
Man, that's a lot more useful than I thought. It's the same as it's the same as in 5e. Everyone is like protection from poison is super good because poison's so common.
Yep.
Everyone's like, "Oh man, dwarf, you're doing so good." And it's like it's a level 2 spell, it doesn't take concentration. Just pick it up.
Oh, speaking of random treasures, what do you have one from a book I'm holding right now?
A book? What?
Yeah, one the random treasure from a book I'm holding right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
What?
A shoe that always fits.
Now that is a treasure, but it's only one shoe. I like the idea that it fits no matter where you put it, like on your hand, which, by the way, in Dutch, gloves are called hand shoes, so appropriate.
There we go.
Left or right, it doesn't matter. It always fits.
Yep. That's from a best left buried.
That's one of those items where, like, towards the end of the game, you have, like, this climatic moment. It's like, wait, I have a shoe that always fits. You give the gem a straight look, and it's like, it always fits.
Mm-hmm.
And you save the
Just
day.
put it over the big bad's head at the end.
Marvelous. From here, Toulon catches a glimpse of a strange crystalline structure inside one of the chasms. He also sees a man there who seems to be doing something. He's standing up and shouting or something. It's unclear. He's very into it, though.
Okay, what's this?
Whatever it is, he's having a rockin' time.
Yeah, I guess I should come close enough to be able to make all the wards.
He's quite a distance away from where you are. He's not, like, around the corner.
Oh yeah,
like
so
he-
I should...
Like, I'm just gonna peel you guys off of this. He's the letter G on the map. He's a distance away.
G for Grandpa.
Actually, it's the G for no. The name of the place does not start with a G.
Are you sure?
Well, sure. It starts with a G now, just for kicks.
G
And
for
this is now
Grandpa.
Fiegel Rock.
Old man yelling at clouds.
I don't know, but once Toulon draws attention to it, your divine paladin senses feel blasphemy coming from him.
Oh,
Oh, that man's a bitch.
that's G for evil.
Which is to say that your patron deity whispers in your ear that this man is committing blasphemies of the highest degree.
Evil.
Gelamir's tomb, actually, since it couldn't be a D anymore. I mean, he doesn't seem to be hurting anyone other than the feelings of whatever god he follows.
Being a big rude boy.
Right. Here's my ears, whatever he's shouting.
Do you interfere, or do you go on finding some bandits? Demonic bandits. Gosh. This is like in Oblivion when you find bandits in full Daedric, and it's like, come on, man.
Demanding you hand over 10 gold.
Man, you could make 10 gold just spitting on your armor.
Let's go investigate Captain Blasphemy.
It will be evening by the time you arrive, but whatever.
Yeah, this... Whatever he's doing, it's not good.
It's evening by the time you arrive. A keen eye would pick up the fact that this area may have been a tomb at some point, but thanks to the great geological disagreements of the environment around you, the tomb has been pushed to the surface and cracked open like a nut. And yes, I must say, God, you stole it from me! You stole my nut!
Only one can nut at a time.
Ugh. I know someone who actually owns a nut button and wants to train their ferret to push it, and that just gets me every day.
It's important.
What a world. Once you get close enough, you can pick up that this guy might be that priest we're looking for.
Huh.
Considering that he's wearing priestly robes.
Oh.
Let's see if I can find this guy's picture somewhere. I should have his picture. It's Jesker Helton. And he does not look very good. He looks emaciated, a bit dehydrated. This area, by the way, is fucking hot, which is what's in my notes. Which is to say that its temperature is above 110 Fahrenheit. Let me just pull that through the calculatron. I think that's
like a lava chasm, like right there.
Yeah, there's a lava chasm right around you. In fact, I'll put... Oh, yeah, it's like 43 degrees Celsius and up.
Oh, yeah.
Fun fact, when I was originally setting this up, I mixed up Delamir's tomb with, I think, and some other place. Because these maps are not all that greatly marked. I just gotta change the name, excuse me.
Welcome to Crystal Town.
Yep. But that crystal isn't just a crystal. As you approach it, you can see that inside the crystal is a dude with a bunch of cool stuff.
Neat.
Yeah. Let's see, there should be some information as to, I guess, religion check, maybe? Religion check seems appropriate, or knowledge local. Wait, you're a Rastal's buddy, aren't you, Fire?
Yeah.
Then you know who this is.
Oh.
This is Galamir. Under Arastal's protection. Has been for a long time. The fact that he's going around putting graffiti on that crystal tomb is probably a very naughty thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, we need to stop that. That's not right.
There's several bottles of, like, melting bottles at this point. Presumably filled with something at some point. As he loudly proclaims all kinds of very heretical things about the deities. Feel free to imagine it. The lava is like 100 feet down, but that doesn't stop the smoldering heat from making the whole place feel... woo! The lava seems to be guided as well, navigating the pits with a surprising speed and accuracy.
I'm gonna take a quick toilet break.
Go ahead. It means I'm going to remind myself, because this is one of those points where Pathfinder likes to give you an extreme amount of extraneous detail.
Just say that lava is fast moving, or...
The lava's unusually fast moving. I imagine that your type would have a sense of that. That's not normal.
Yeah. That lava's doing something weird. What lava like? So Chesker. So he's a lost priest, but priest of what? Or who?
He was a priest of a cleric of Arasto, actually. Ex-cleric, since he committed blasphemy.
Hmm.
Anathema, as Pathfinder 2 would call it.
And he's doing what to the crystal? He's painting on them?
He's putting he's slapping like graffiti on it, in a variety of mediums, paint, charcoal, whatever he can find, really.
Hmm. Just by hand, or is he using a brush or something?
Do the details matter as to his artistic?
Well,
I mean, he
brush
seems to have thought this out very much. Yes.
a brush I could shoot from his hands in a cool way as I get close.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Just
I mean, this guy's AC is 13. You can do that. It will flick out of his hand with no trouble.
yeah, just appear. This kind of concentrate on what he's doing. I shoot the brush from his hands. Stop that, you blasphemer!
Finally, a few noble heroes come to try and help me. Does anyone here have a good sense motive skill? As we wait, I'm taking this nice and slow because we got a lady to wait for. Man, there's so many allies who are just extremely useless if anything were to happen. I think we'll have to wait for Carriel on this one because she's got the sense motive here. As does Toulon.
Let's see. That's fine. Fire does not.
Fire could not sense the motive of the broadside of a barn.
Nope.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means, fire would not get it.
It's Thieves' Cant. He's actually saying, yo, 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 I got good drugs for 2 gold a pop.
Oh,
I can't believe he's trying to do a drug deal in the middle of this negotiation. No, he's not.
too evil. Must shoot. Pew pew. That's all fire's really good at.
I can pull a string.
Shoot things and maybe talk to people, though Carriel is better at that.
Let me see if I can find... Oh, here we go. Oh. No. Here. Pulling a string very quickly. This song's good, though. So I'm going to listen to it very quietly. That's a string being pulled, ain't it? I mean, to be fair, that is probably the speed at which he shoots his bow, considering the amount of arrows he can loose.
Fair enough.
Should have been a guitarist. Should have been a bard. Shooting arrows with the strings of his guitar.
Well, with my charisma, I could be a bard.
Hell yeah. You have the dexterity for it, too. Just gotta wait for Carriel. Carriel.
So what does this one have?
Carriel.
Because I do have another book here that has tables for I search the body and I loot the room.
I loot the room. You find a penny.
Well, this is set in the modern day, so...
You find a lucky penny.
Yeah. Or a 6-pack of beer.
Now, who wouldn't want to find a 6-pack of beer? I wouldn't. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Or a whole crate of teeth.
Teeth? Did you say teeth?
Yeah. Whole crate of teeth.
Now, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but if you've got a box of teeth,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
magical.
Yeah, it kinda is. It's from the occult underground. There's weird stuff to find. This one is called Esoteric Enterprises.
Esoteric Enterprises. Lovely.
And I searched the body table is divided into civilian, criminal, and occult weirdo.
Occult weirdo! You can find normal stuff, militant stuff, or whatever this is.
Yeah, it's an EMF reader.
Time to find ourselves some ghosts. And then he bumps into a nightstand. It's like, that's ghosts! The nightstand moved!
Oh no, were the ghosts?
No, but he bumped into a nightstand and found a ghost. That bumped the nightstand.
Oh, no. Not the ghosts.
Oh, wait, Carriel, welcome back. You've been talking to this man who has a brush. He has been disarmed of his blasphemous weapon. And then I need a sense motive roll because he's doing something.
Oh. Okay.
Carriel. Toulon notices that and Carriel both notice that this guy is slowly shuffling towards the edge on the 100-foot pit. Like, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Carriel, however, notices that his body moves in a very abrupt and jerkish fashion, as if strings are pulled and muscles are artificially activated to facilitate his motions.
Meanwhile, Fire is yelling for him to step away from the crystal.
Step away from the crystal!
He's doing that. He's moving towards the pit. Something's pulling him.
Do you want to take any action as this man starts to shuffle towards his doom?
I guess. Hold person. I guess.
Now, there's any number of actions you could have taken. Whole person is not what I would have guessed. You decide to hold this man who is not in control of himself.
Still.
What is his name again? Ugh, it's Jesker. What a fun first name, Jesker. I like it.
Albert Jesker.
Jesker feels the tightness of divine providence tightly pulling at his body. He demands that you let him go. He has his own right to end his life after committing such horrible deeds. He must atone in death.
Death doesn't fix anything, bud.
Fire.
But why though?
Can you roll me a paladin check? That's your level plus your charisma modifier. Plus a d20.
Ooh.
Let's see if your detection of evil might pick something unique up about this man.
Okay, so level plus charisma. So let's say...
Can your special eyes detect this?
Special boy powers.
Your special eyes. Wink, wink, wink. Blink, blink, blink. This man is chaotic evil. That much your evil vision can detect. But there is another chaotic evil thing inside of him.
Ah, he's nested evils.
No, he is possessed.
Oh.
But I like the idea of a Matryoshka doll of evil.
Oh.
Like you kill a human and like a halfling pops out. He's like, I am evil too!
Oh. In that case, gonna use...
You have 1 round to do something else before he tries to wiggle his way out of this one.
Protection from evil on him.
You invoke a powerful thing. Let's see. Does that actually help with this particular possession? Because sometimes these things get weird. Let's see. Controls via dominate monster. That's fair enough. That's how that works. I just need to see if there's any particular exceptions. I mean, it specifically mentions the spell, evil, or chaos, or break enchantment. But I think this one actually mentions that if someone is possessed, it sort of bumps them out.
Some creatures.
Oh no, it just gives them a new saving throw. Okay.
while under the effects, the target is immune to any new attempts the possessor exercise. Does not expel a controlling force, but does prevent them from controlling the target. Okay.
You're gonna need a good old-fashioned dispel or break enchantment. Let me see. Ugh, gosh, these names, man, they all get me. All right, I got a cool picture for you as to what exactly this demon is, because all the signs point you towards a creature quite known among paladin circles, a creature most feared by paladins, a Shakath. The Shakath demon is a demon of blasphemy. They merge with a person, change their alignment to suit their needs, and make them commit blasphemous acts. Their unique trait is that the divine cannot easily suss out that their followers are possessed, causing them to abandon their loyalist in their most desperate of times. They even have the power to turn holy sites into unholy refuges. Truly, the Shakath is subversive, destructive, despite being easily found. Nasty. Anyway, your good friend will try a will save. A DC 20 will save. He manages to resist for now. He clenches his teeth. However, this will not expel the being, which has merged with his body in a vicious sense.
Okay, well, he has 10 minutes of that.
The Shakath will probably try to unmerge on its turn. That seems to be the sensible move here. You watch as a demonic being unmerges with Jesker.
Oh.
And since the spell affected Jesker and not the demon, he just does that and gives you a little wink. Alright, kids. It's initiative time. The demon wants to throw this guy into the river, which is very easy, now that he's paralyzed, which he thanks you for. In such a sense, to be like, oh, thank you for making this easy for me.
Oh, great, I'm rolling crap for my...
Yeah.
Okay. Lytic Surge.
I mean, you basically have to roll an 8 to do that.
Yeah, well... I had a 1 in 8 chance.
Cards.
Well, I mean, it takes a full round action for him to unmerge. Does it? What is it to unmerge? Let's see. A Shakath can choose to abandon his host as an immediate action, by doing so causes the host to be dazed for 1 round. Okay, that's fair enough. He pops out. Haha! You know what? He's gonna have some fun with you guys first. He's like looking at you, thinking about which one of you will make the fine next target. He grabs Jesker, who can provide no resistance, but will also unleash a spell with a snap of his fingers. He will use Chaos Hammer.
Whoop.
Well, since
Hammer time.
wait, these are 10-foot squares. Yes, they are. In that case, he will hit Toulon and fire with a Hammer of Chaos. Multicolored, exploding, ricocheting energy bounces around the area. The crystals of Erastil make this light show ever more spectacular. Let's see. The spell does 1d8 points of damage per 2 caster levels to lawful creatures, or 1d6 per caster level to lawful outsiders. Hey there, fire, and slows them for 1d6 rounds. I need a will save from the two of you. The will DC is 19.
I think I make it.
You puff your chest out and resist. You take half the damage, which, let's see, that's the other damage. I need to roll the proper damage. What's your caster level? Just to know how many d6s I get to roll. He rolls all the d6s, apparently.
Ooh.
Luckily, you only take half of this. If anything, you are only emboldened by what's going on. You are not slowed at all.
Boom. Ah.
Marvelous. Fire! He wasted his time being arrogant. You have a chance.
Alright.
Probably should give Jesker initiative too, since he needs to get out of this. Fair enough. He is paralyzed.
Point blank range.
Yeah.
Smite
Hold on,
evil. Alright. Very definitely smiting evil on this evil bastard. Try to corrupt one of my patron's followers. And ain't gonna stand for that.
So what does this one do again? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's standing right there.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is a whole different spell. Probably should have used that one. Well, you know.
Throw that in as well. And GI. Okay. And where's... So yeah, Smite Evil is definitely point blank for me. Cool. Add a first attack.
That's a confirmed.
The first attack does that plus 10 extra damage. From Smite Evil.
It's an evil outsider, so the damage gets doubled and it gets doubled again, doesn't it? No, wait, it's only weapon damage, right? Yeah. Alright. So that's 73 plus 68, so that's 71, plus 70 is 141, plus another 20 is 161. Well, fuck me, that thing gets to roll me a sexy fort save of not instantaneously exploding. It just explodes. Now, to be fair, the other attacks that your boy made did also I think it's flat-footed? No, it's not flat-footed because it's moved. Point is, don't mess with fire.
Yeah, don't fuck with Aristil. Aristil. It's like, #1 rule.
Like, you basically hit him right in the demon essence. You hit him right in the demon essence. Lines of white, pure light burn through him, turning fiery red. Though the heat makes Toulon and Cario probably a bit hot. Fire only feels what he feels, which I don't know what he feels. He probably feels very good about himself watching this incredibly powerful demon just erupt into divine light, tear itself apart.
Fiery heat of justice!
I mean, it's just as good, because you know what he can also cast? He can cast Blasphemy.
Ooh.
That would have been less fun.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, he could have also telekinesis you off the corner. There's a lot of things these creatures can do. After all, that's how it gets you. Can't use hold person, though. That would be an obvious choice for something that tries to go into your body. You watch. Probably to some extent in shock, as the actions is that the shock of the is like, I'm going to do such evil things, and then Fire is like, nope.
Nope.
And he's just gone.
Go down the name of Rastil.
I mean, this is probably a nice pick-me-up after the few fights where you weren't as good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's XP tally, excuse me. Jesker, after the spell ends at some point, will fall to the floor. Is completely exhausted. The effects of a shock off don't quite wear off instantaneously, though.
Feeling okay there, buddy? Feeling blasphemous anymore?
I mean, if you have the Atonement spell, this is kind of one of the times to use it.
I mean, after that whole mess, I think I'm starting to feel like I should start worshipping Aristil. Jesus Christ. Or equivalent.
Bow criticals are nuts.
Yep. Throw in some Smite Evil in there. Good stuff.
It's all the good stuff. Well, like I said, unless someone here has Atonement or some special way of making... Or just talking to him, you know? You kind of need to pick him up. This guy is about to realize that he basically defiled the person he was loyal to for much of his life, and his alignment is still chaotic. He's still probably just going to kill himself if he can, unless you talk him out of it.
Hey, now, buddy. It's all good. Demon's dead. I offer him some water.
Fire, are you sure you're the one who should be doing this? I mean, wasn't it Cario who talked out the other lady?
Well,
I can give him a pat on the back and say, hey, listen, you're under the effects of a, like, horrible, mind-altering demon. Can't really blame yourself for that stuff.
Would you like to roll me some diplomacy, perhaps? I should try to get this man to walk away from the ledge slowly, and just reassure him that things of Jesus Christ.
I have plus 25 diplomacy.
Yeah, but that roll...
I'll help you.
You give him one hell of a talk. So, fun fact, this encounter can resolve a bunch of ways, and what happens to the tomb depends on that. You got the good one. So ain't that nice? As you manage to talk him back out of it, you slowly but surely get him to realize that things seem the way they are, but if he were to return to good old Dresden and atone for his deeds, then truly things, yea, shall become better. All will be forgiven for those who are truly loyal and faithful.
Yeah,
And hey,
back to
and clearly Erastil favors him. Otherwise, she would not have guided that arrow true, would she?
Indeed. I am Erastil's arrow.
As you demonstrate the key components of Erastil. Community, a sense of others, and good sportsmanship. You watch as the crystalline tomb begins to slowly melt away, releasing its treasures to you.
Oh, I was just... Is that a good thing? A bad thing?
It seems to be a sign of Erastil. After all, inside are useful items.
Ooh.
Let's see. The leathery skeleton of who was once preserved here, who seems to have gracefully given up their nice resting place for you, is a suit of celestial armor.
Oh,
We can retweak the celestial armor to not be plate mailed. Oh, it's plus 3 chainmail. Okay. That's more wearable. Let's see.
Ooh.
Maximum dex bonus of plus 8, armor check penalty of minus 2, ASF of 15%, considered light armor and allows the user to fly on command. Nice!
Pretty much the best armor in the game.
yeah.
Pretty good. It also has a plus 2 holy axiomatic composite bow. Actually, is Erastil lawful? Because we'll ignore that if that isn't.
He is lawful good.
Well then, like I said, holy axiomatic composite longbow for plus 4 strength. Also, the greatest treasure is probably the necklace it's wearing. It's a talisman of pure good with a charge remaining. Now, if you don't know what a talisman of pure good does, I assume Cario and Fire do. It essentially allows you to... Any evil divine spellcaster, which is mostly supposed to mean evil clerics, you can open up the earth below them and cause them to become swallowed by the world. It's great.
Make people literally go to hell.
A good divine spellcaster who possesses this item can cause a flaming crack to open at the feet of an evil divine spellcaster who is up to 100 feet away. The intended victim is swallowed up forever and sent hurtling towards the center of the earth. The wielder of the talisman must be good, and if he's not exceptionally pure in thought and deed, the evil character gains a DC 19 reflex saving throw to leap away from the crack. Obviously, the target must be standing on solid ground for this item to function.
It's so fucking funny.
You basically get one no you.
Want to take that?
Sure.
Technically, all of you are divine spellcasters, which is funny.
I'll have some fun with that bad boy.
Nice.
Spellcaster. And had 1 charge.
Well, since he's trying to redeem himself, your buddy also has some things for you, actually. He doesn't have many of them, but he does offer you 5 Verminbane arrows, which might come in useful at some point.
Oh. Thank you. 4 Verminbane arrows.
The Verminbane arrows, by the way, are specifically enchanted in such a way that if they are fired at a swarm, they split off into 1,000,000 tiny needles that attack the swarm instead.
Ooh.
That's one way to hunt a swarm.
Nice.
So, fun fact: if you decide to break into the tomb, you get a -4 composite longbow, and the talisman of pure good will try to strangle you. Also, the chainmail still functions, but you become stunned for 1d4 rounds at the beginning of combat. Now that's some nice curses. That's some great revelations.
Yeah.
This bow can't hit the broadside of a barn. I'm getting choked, and the other guy's just stunned.
Okay, so the holy composite longbow was +4 strength?
Yes, no. It's a +1 axiomatic holy composite longbow.
+1.
Yep.
Okay.
And a +4 strength component.
+4 strength. Yeah, that's what that was.
It's a big word. Bottomless trap hole. Let's see.
That's just what I thought of when I.
Banish it. Send it to the Shadow Realm.
Get out of here!
Look at all those faces. They're so into it. Like, oh yeah. Look at him go.
You fucked up now, boy.
Boah.
Wah.
26. Okay, so that's 26 like that. Oof, really nasty against demons.
Yep. That'll mess their day up real good, like.
So yeah, it's 2d6 from holy and 2d6 from axiomatic. Man.
Yeah, that'll ruin their day.
Pipe passes the damage reduction too.
Hmm.
Well, they get matching. Okay. And hey, if you force an evil person to hold it, who's chaotic evil, he takes like a bunch of negative levels. It's a weird thing to do, but you could technically do it.
Yeah, the only problem is that I will need to get a lot more strength to use that thing properly.
Oh well, you can always sell it. It's probably worth a ton. You know, give it to the head archer. Give him something fancy. It's a really nice bow. It's like painted gold with green streaks.
Yeah, because the thing with composite bows, if you don't have the strength modifier, you actually get a minus on them. Minus
Was
to
it
use them.
a -2 per missing strength, right?
Something like that.
Let's look it up.
That's for the celestial armor.
Oh no,
One
it's
of
just a
you guys
-2 in
should
total.
probably Take it. So
What's
you know
with
I can already fly. That bit would kind of be wasted.
Well, I'd gladly take it.
I think holy is a +2, so this is a +5 weapon in total. Which means that it's worth 25,000 if you were to sell it. Or, you know, you could put it up in a nice shrine. Look at me, I recovered this cool thing.
It is a holy relic of Hera still.
Yeah! Yeah, but hey, you know, it could probably go to Abadar and be like, hey, can you stick up for me on this one? I'm trying to do trade.
Well, I just need 5 more points of strength to be able to use it properly.
I just need to get a lot of muscle. Well, I mean, there are items for that, for getting some bulk.
Yeah.
And hey, maybe you can spend an increase on that at some point. Jesus Christ, you do need 5 more points.
Oof.
Get yourself some fancy belt of big muscle.
Celestial armor.
Marvelous. Let's see. I think I forgot experience for saving this man. First, the pitiful amount of experience for actually helping him at all, which is just like 1,600.
Helping people is for weenies.
But I'm pretty sure that you're gonna get an experience reward for this because why wouldn't it? This is just the loot. Apparently, it's just the loot. Weird.
Pretty good loot though.
Oh no! I forgot. How could I forget? You helped this man. Let's see. You've managed to exorcise Jesker and return him alive to Dresden, or at least he will arrive in Dresden alive. You'll get the reward for the quest, which was 700 platinum pieces, and the experience.
700.
Cash money.
I mean, this is yeah.
I'll just add the 700 into the whole thing.
Yeah, you'll pick that. I mean, it's not like you can spend money while you're out here, so don't worry about it. Just fiddle in as you will.
Yep. It's future money in the bank.
It's. Listen, man, we're black in the papers. That's all that matters. And with that,
so are we okay with Fire taking the celestial armor?
Dylan, do you want it?
It was found in the Tomb of Air still.
That is a good point.
throw it on the man.
Just dressing myself in all sorts of holy relics. And
He's a
handing them
good
out
boy.
Because community is good.
You're a good boy.
Become the goodest boy.
Jesker will over time make his way back to Dresden, which is easy enough. The area is a bit safer around here than it is elsewhere. Other than the spooky bug. But that's been taken care of by you just now.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Alright. Well, how about we go over to local Banditville? It's over here at
Job
letter
we were
H.
going to do in the first place.
See if you encounter anything on the way. Nope. It seems after your good luck, Arasto watches over you. The gods pave a path of safety for thee. Oh, goodness.
No.
Up until now, Aristotle didn't give a shit what we were doing.
Maybe. Alright, let's go. This location is known as Winterson Hall. Minister goes and fled their homeland. When the PCs arrive. The area that you enter into, I mean, making your way through a forest to an encampment isn't too hard because the encampment has a large cleared area around it. Everyone seems to work with a tired and very worried expression. There's no carefreeness, no lightness. It's all very dire. Dire indeed. Most impressive, however, is the Winterson Hall itself, a large clan hall. It's a stone structure with wood ingrained into its design. Every single person you ask anything about the bandits in the area will point you towards Winterson Hall. Be it the hermits in the forest or the people who live nearby enough to be part of the clan. At the door itself, 2 guards stand by. They seem utterly terrified of your presence, especially fire for some reason.
He does have that effect on people.
Maybe.
Fire here.
They hold out their weapons and demand, Halt! Halt! Why are you even here?
We've received words there were bandits in the area. And
Oh, I guess this guy won't be relevant then. Change of
various
pace.
complaints.
You know, whenever I look at these guys from a distance, they look like Combine. The white part does. Just like look at a distance and squint a bit, and they look like the white Combine masks that the
Oh yeah, I
CP
can
wears.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the head is the shoulder.
Or like behind the door, and they open a little slot.
Oh, right there.
Listen, I'm doing you a favor, but you should not be here. Your cousin has told us much about you, and he's been organizing the raids himself lately. Hoping to drag you out, I heard.
Excuse me?
You know, your cousin, he's very distinctive. He has 4 arms and all.
Wait. Whose cousin are you talking about now?
Yours. You match the description that he always mentioned. The fool with the fire for hair.
That
Well,
does sound like fire.
Wait, what was that about 4 arms?
Did he not always have 4 arms?
I don't recall him having 4 arms. Do you? Do you? Cariel? Zulon?
So I didn't pay that much attention to him. It was always just kind of in the background.
I mean...
Throckmorton.
Ah yes, your cousin Throckmorton, the skateboarder. Of course he has 4 arms.
Make skateboarding easier.
I just love that someone in one of the reblogs is like, your cousin what?
You know, Throckmorton.
It's nothing quite like Throckmorton.
Such a
Two
great
extra.
place.
2
All
extra
I-
arms of making cool signs while doing tricks.
It does. Listen, he's over with Mr. What does he call him again? He called him Vang something. Was it just some? Point is, he's not here if you're looking for him. But you should
Right.
still leave.
Why?
Because he's extremely dangerous, and he's been getting, like, increasingly angry about you.
Well,
Also,
wait,
have
what?
you seen what he can do? The other guy kind of said, like, he shoots a bow like no man. He just goes like a machine gun.
You obviously haven't met this guy.
Well, I am. We are cousins.
What on earth is a machine gun?
Repeating crossbow.
You like
Just use a control R for that one.
I might have seen one of those machines you mentioned come from Numeria.
Perhaps. Point is,
Loud things.
you match the description of the one that has attracted desire the most. And we are doing you a common courtesy. Unless you are here for other business, in which case I recommend that you can make it fast. I didn't even put the guy on the map. Good job, me.
Ariel, weren't we here to beat these guys up?
The plan was the whole, demon. Well, not demons. The like crazy
Bandits.
people running around attacking people.
You aren't bandits, are you?
This is a clan hall, good sir. I can assure you that no matter what you've heard, we are not bandits.
What's your clan hall called then?
Winterson Hall. And it has been within our clan for many years. The demons may have dampened our spirits, but we will rise again. Under new tutelage.
Yeah, I hope you appreciate Dresden being on the up and up again.
I mean, it's definitely made getting resources a lot easier. It's not like this land is giving much to us.
Have you tried, asking for the resources from Dresden instead of just taking them?
They never gave it to us. So we had to take it.
Did you ask?
Yes, and they said no.
When demons were in charge, they're not anymore.
We're talking about the recent history, by the way, since the caravans started moving again.
Did you try asking with money or feuds?
What money? Our boss says that we do not take by money, we take by force.
Yeah, that's banditry.
Yeah, that's what a bandit is.
No, that's called taking a fair toll. And the fact they don't want to pay means they... Listen, I don't think you understand the complexities and nuances of what we're talking about.
No, but pretty familiar with banditry.
Well, fine. You want to take this up with our boss, then? Because he's the one you should be talking to about the manner by which we conduct our business.
I think that would be a good idea. To have a discussion with Mr. and or Mrs. Boss Person.
Yeah, and
Marvelous.
I might want to have a chat with my cousin.
I'm sure if you wait around, he'll come back, but as I mentioned, you should be very careful. He's extremely dangerous. He shot down 3 lines of men in just a blink of an eye.
Been a while since I was wondering where he went off to.
I mean, he has...
I assumed you sent him to do something.
No, he just kind of went off on his own after the whole crypt thing.
I mean, worse is when he takes out that, that big bow he uses, the one he uses all 4 arms, and they shot it and it bounced off a tree right into the guy. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that sounds cool.
That does sound cool.
So except for the 4 arms bit, that's just weird.
I like that you're having opinions on this.
I don't think you should judge. Some people have more than 2 arms.
Anyway, they'll show you to their boss. If you can make a diplomacy check and convince them that you're worth his time. Or bluff, or whatever you think. You have to convince them in some fashion.
Wow, I rolled a 2.
I mean, a 2 is still enough. You're extremely good at this.
By the way, how long was it to get here from...
It's been a day, don't worry about it. Just refill all your dailies and everything because you got recuperation.
Yep. That was getting it.
In that case, you will be sewn to the Winterson clan chief.
Yep.
You are first shown through a room where a bunch of people are recovering. The guards come with you, and they show you to one hell of a guy. In fact, I'm going to show you a picture of this cool guy. Look at him. He's trying so hard. And then there's, of course, the frost drake, for which I also found a very cool picture. There's a frost drake, by the way, chilling in that pool over there. Its head
flexing so hard.
I mean, he is a...
Or maybe he's just trying to avoid stabbing himself with all his spikes.
This is the only way I can stand.
Don't move, I can't hurt myself.
Yeah. He holds out his finger. Whoa! Would you look at this? A bunch of scrawny meatbags come walking into my turf. Normally I'm the one who has to get you guys to come on over.
So, word on the street is you guys have been banditing it up. Kind of hardcore.
The law of the strong applies here, boy. There ain't no banditry if you can take it.
Listen, some people can't take it, and it is the duty of the strong to protect the weak.
I protect my own, but I only protect the ones that aren't weak to begin with.
How do they become strong? You don't give them a chance to grow.
That doesn't make sense. Make sense, Spiky.
I don't have to explain anything to you. If all you're here is to cause trouble and tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing, then you can just leave.
We should give you the benefit of the doubt, you know. Maybe you were just slightly misunderstood, but it turns out you're just a psycho.
Well, you could turn a new leaf as a, I don't know, but like the city could use your group as mercenaries, I guess.
You know, if what we're talking about repurposing, I could repurpose your head as a fireplace.
Oh God, taxman? You could call it taxes.
This guy doesn't look like he's very interested in polite society. Bivouac! Looks like we're gonna get ourselves some popsicles because these guys talk city talk.
Get some height.
Well then, unless you're gonna throw yourselves out, I'm gonna be the one to do it.
We walk in and start talking city talk like taxes.
Get that out of here.
This guy doesn't pay taxes.
How dare he? What an asshole.
Trying to audit this bitch.
What?
Well, I do appreciate his commitment to his community here. That's, nice.
Yeah. He does care for his boys, which is commendable.
Wait a moment.
It's just a shame his boys are, bandits.
Wait a moment. You look like that one guy that arrow boy doesn't shut up about.
Oh yeah, I heard about. Apparently, my cousin has told you about me.
He won't shut up about how he's gonna save the Crusades. What a weirdo.
That's nice.
Yeah, but you know what's really nice? He's got arms of steel. Only guy around here who can mash me in a good old arm wrestling contest.
Huh.
That doesn't sound like the boy we know.
So he has 4
Anchor
arms.
arms.
Now. 4 arms. And they're strong arms.
Yeah, he went to... what do they call it again? This guy, by the way, is kind of stupid. So he starts running his mouth.
I couldn't tell.
I don't know, he went to some ivory sanctum or something. Met up with some weird people, including, what's her name, Jerbeth. Oh, Jerbeth gave him some real good stuff. And now he's really strong, just like me. He uses a bow the size of a man!
Oh. That. All right then.
And where exactly did he head off to again?
Last thing I heard, he went all the way back to the Ivory Sanctum or something.
Can you give us directions?
All right, someone has to roll me a bluff check to actually get him to spit that kind of information out.
Where is it?
Can
Oh,
you
it's
actually...
good.
That's not enough. He's
Can
not
you-
that stupid.
Is there any possibility of a search?
Fine, go ahead, roll me a search. See if you can convince this big muscle man.
Okay.
In fact, if you make it into a search, I'll roll his wisdom. Which is... No, not wisdom. Something a bit more appropriate.
Oh,
1.
Well, you know what? I'll roll his bluff. We'll see what comes. Well, you technically beat him. So, well, you just gotta go west until you can go west no more. It's somewhere on
Please
that
get onto
weird
the toilet
plateau.
while we're talking.
No, he's like flexing the whole way through, man. This guy is just like... He's
Sounds
bulging.
like he's having a challenging turn.
No, he's bulging! Listen, if you can't
Hey.
take this man at his bulgiest...
The west, as far as we go. Okay.
No, not as far as you can go. Well, you people had a name for that stupid place. What's it called again? The Green something? There's a name for this. I forgot. I should have it in my notes somewhere. Give me a moment.
Green Mile.
Oh no, I might actually have it. Oh, yeah, various documents. No, that's another place. No, what it is. So remember the documents you found which mentioned what remains of Green Gates beyond Vang's illusionary wall? I should have mentioned that part. So he basically provides you with a geography check that you didn't make that will tell you that where Green Gate lies.
It gets out a map and goes, it's over here.
No, he basically like you have a map, presumably. And you kind of like, hold, it's like, okay, so where do we go? And he's like, over here! It's behind some sort of magic wall. But I don't fall for magic.
That is. What should you call it? Ivory Citadel?
No, you fools! Use your ears when you listen!
Well, you're kind of growly.
Sorry. We're on the other side of the room. It's kind of hard.
To the Ivory Sanctum.
Sanctum.
Sanctum!
Right. Sanctum.
Sanctum.
Yeah.
Some wormy guy who doesn't have muscles lives there.
It's a problem with worms.
And
You
also
can't
a
trust
pretty
them if
lady.
They don't have any muscles.
She's a very pretty lady, by the way.
I mean, strictly speaking, worms are all muscles.
Oh, by the way, when he says, like, pretty lady, Jarabeth is apparently big muscle, because he's like, oh, she's so strong, she can bench press a horse! But she is, like, really big. Judging by the impressions you get from how he's, like, holding his hands out and stuff, because he's kind of gesturing, Jarabeth's probably, like, huge size. So she probably would be very strong.
Right. She, giant or something?
Okay, time for him to roll me some knowledge and see if he even knows what she is. Are you smart? No, he's not, but he might just know. You know what, fine.
Ow.
This is so dumb. Why?
I don't know. I think when that weird arrow boy was here, he called it a glabberzoo or something.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means. But she was really good at her job when I saw her do stuff once. She's so fast and strong. And she's got cool magic. Apparently, and I didn't hear from me, she gives people wishes too.
Oh.
I hope
Could
that
use
by
one of those.
I hope that by collecting enough Crusader heads I can get myself a wish.
Is it like a point system? Do you have to like hand in so many heads, and then like once you get enough stamps, you can.
Hey, how much are your guys' heads worth?
Not a lot.
Probably a lot.
There's not a lot in mine.
Well, I have nice, hair. Guess that's something.
Yeah, your hair might be worth something. Can I have it?
No.
But I want my wish.
Well, I could use it for that purpose too.
No. I said I want your head, and in case you didn't get it, the strong take from the weak.
Yeah, come on, Fire, give him some head.
You see any wig around here?
I don't
Sure,
know, that
carry
pool
on.
looks pretty reflective. Maybe he's seeing himself.
Carry a like dirty look.
Well, he's gonna give you one more chance to give him your head, like a good boy, or he's gonna try and fight you.
Well, you'll just have to try and take it, I guess, if you're so strong. I keep giving it to you.
Brah! He becomes
Remember, no means
angry, and as he becomes angry, his skin becomes tight like demonic leather, and his spikes grow spikier. His horns hornier. His fists fistier.
Pardon? Well, what was that other one?
Fire.
I have some mental images about.
Luckily, you're quick on the draw when someone is about to steal your head. The guards behind you die through the door when they start to see the Drake rise up, though.
Yeah, does the Drake look cold?
It's a frost drake. The pool it's in is like half frozen as a result of it being in it.
Yeah.
Chilly.
Cariel, if I shoot Spike Man, would you try and melt his bed?
I'll do my best, but it's a dragon, so no promises.
I don't like the look of him. Looks cold. Huh. Quite the distance, actually.
These are still intentional 10-foot squares because
Nope.
you might have just changed the scale for the Williams layer and never changed it back.
Back to normal.
There we go. Okay, then I'm in point blank range. I am invoking Smite Evil on this guy because he wants my head. That's not something a nice person does.
It definitely isn't. How did you know?
I had a hunch.
Gosh,
Well.
I need to be more subtle with my characters.
Then I'm going amazing initiative to bless my
Mess.
Yep. Bless this mess. So, well, this case, the only thing it does is automatic confirm crits. Which is nice.
I want your head. I'm getting it!
Let's activate.
Da-da-da-da.
Just clicking things on. Blam.
Moly cannoli. What's his flat-footed AC? Terrible. That's what it is. You hit him with everything.
Thanks. 27 extra.
He is evil, by the way, in case anything uses that.
Well, unless he's an evil outsider, then I don't think that.
That's 54, 22, 27, 26. Nice. Okay, he does need to roll me a fort save for that. Okay, I think that makes it, but it's kind of impressive that you one-shot a barbarian like that. Almost.
Yeah.
When you're on the
Fire's
draw...
definitely on his game today.
On the plus side, he's shit at seeing things, talking to people, and all those other things.
Well, I'm pretty good at talking to people.
Yeah, sure. That's what we'll put in your tombstone.
Well, I'm not.
Massive damage.
I,
Okay, yeah, he
He's
makes.
alright.
He's perfectly fine. He stays standing despite his significant injuries. Then I give him some health back because I forgot this guy's like damage reduction for being angry.
I'm not.
Grr.
I'm not carry a level good, but I'm still pretty good.
Well, Cario has the angelic voice going, so
Yeah.
the frost drake pokes his little head out. Da, 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 da. Wah, 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 and spits out a freezy mist at y'all.
Oh. God.
There's now a chilly willy area of difficult terrain around y'all. Maybe I have a cool effect for this.
Hmm.
18.
Nope.
Okay, but I am. I have cold vulnerability, so
Gonna take double.
double.
So
but
normal.
I take half, so I take 20 damage.
And the Tulonic man, of course, is also in. The frost drake stays inside of its pool for now, where it is somewhat protected. Cariel, that's mighty cold.
Not for long. It's not gonna protection from energy to protect us from cold.
Sexy. Everyone, you slap quickly on the back. Toulon.
I'm not sure that's that. I don't think that actually works for me. If I remember
Maybe.
how this. Right.
Well, I guess I'll menacingly walk forward carefully as to slip.
Sexy.
Yep.
Yeah, you
I
never
never-
benefit from resistance. Well, yeah, temporary immunity. So it does his immunity.
All right. Is that all you do, Toulon?
Well, I can't charge this guy because of difficult terrain, so
Okay.
I guess that's it.
The man will jump with his massive foots over to fire.
Mm,
And he's gonna do something with his hands. Hey, fire.
right.
He wants your
Very
head.
serious. Okay.
So he uses his first attack to try and grab you, and the rest he'll just start punching and impaling you with his spikes
Ooh.
as he wrestles you to the ground. I'm gonna
Okay.
squeeze that head off like a flower.
Oh, he likes picking flowers.
Aww.
Does have a soft side.
Like the compliment, not so much the rest of that sentence. Okay, so my CMD is 29, so I am grappled.
I mean, he has something to help if he doesn't. He literally can give himself a plus 11 on his combat maneuver attempts to grab things.
Wow.
Wait a second, wouldn't that
so-
mean you're pinned if he does that? No, that wouldn't help him, actually, at all. Just be detrimental to him.
So what did being grappled do to me?
It's a bunch of minuses, mostly -2s to dex and stuff, and some -4s here and there. It's weird.
So
I wonder
Well-
if it's included in the conditions drop down.
oh yeah, conditions. Good thing. Grappled.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
Grappled.
Well, attack number 2 hits, doesn't crit confirm, so that's nice. And the last attack does not hit.
Fire.
I
You know,
think-
it's not very nice to have someone's arm around your neck trying to pop your head off like a, you know.
Yeah. Choked to death by the guy I'm hunting. That's
The worst part is that his spikes are starting to poke at you, and his muscles bulge in such a way as to form a tighter grip. You need to get out of here.
yeah. Oh yeah, good idea. What was that? I had the fluid shot. Defender's turn. Attempt to become the controlling. I think this guy might have break free. Any action that's strong at 2 hands. CMB or escape artist checked. Where's the attacker? CMD. Okay. I'll try to slip away from his from
Grasp.
this. Yeah. So that's CMB.
His CMD is 32.
30.
So that's a 28. So that's a 28 because your grapple doesn't actually apply here.
And
Don't know what you're trying to pull, little boy, but I'm way too strong.
oops. Mythic Surge fails me yet again.
Like an icy arrow, the drake slips out of the water, goes through the cloud, its mouth wide open at this spicy lady. Snap, snap.
Nice.
Cariel, you dodge this attack. Whew. It's still snapping at you with its frosty mouth. Whew. I should probably put this properly. Cold.
Quick little 5-foot steppy back. A little further away. And then
Can you do that on difficult terrain?
I have nimble moves.
Nice. You slip away from its icy maw.
I never thought that ability would actually be relevant. Okay.
Well, ain't that just great?
Then I'll use a thing to do Mythic Flame Strike.
Oh, goodness.
Both of them.
Oh, yeah. A cylinder of fire. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right. What's the say? Oh, I don't think this guy can even make that reflex save. I could. No, he doesn't. His Wyvern, however, is the worried one. Oh, fuck.
Enjoy that.
It has to make me a check to not instantaneously die. This guy takes 24. Yep. As the Flame Drake is exposed to far and intense heat. It holds firm, though. Toulon!
So where I fit in this 20-foot radius?
I mean, you're on, like, difficult terrain at the moment.
Yeah.
You can try to slip and slide on this banana peel if you must.
Yeah. I guess I'll just move over to guard the ball and tank a AO from the Drake.
Its tail whips at you.
Yeah, that doesn't even hit. Weak.
You're behind the man choking out your man.
Yeah. I'll try taking his head. Is he human?
Yes!
Okay, that's just nice.
Just
It's
extra
just
spite.
really ugly.
He's a savage barbarian. Yes. Ow. You hit him in the back with an axe.
Yeah.
Does holy work on any evil creature?
Great question.
I think it does, so yeah, sure, roll me. 2d6 for extra holy damage. Nice average.
Yeah, so at this rate, I'm going to give myself amazing initiative to hit him again.
How rude. He might just go down.
Another one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm counting on.
You fuse yourself with mighty righteousness. You only hit him because this guy is grappling, and therefore slightly preoccupied. Go ahead.
Nice.
You put all of your furious force into this mightiest swing and bring him down to -3. -8. You watch as he releases his grasp, overcome by pain and ouchie babas. Fire. The drake is losing some of its aggression as its master falls.
Give Toulon a thumbs up. My throat is just slightly crushed. Let's pepper this ice blizzard. Pew, 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 pew.
And it goes down. Kapoof. Kapow. After a moment, the ice will melt. After a moment, the doors will open. After a moment, you have to explain yourself.
Uh,
I also have to award you experience for every single person who's there who you haven't defeated yet because they will surrender, and therefore I must award you the experience for them. I think I made a note of how much that is. Hey, Greg.
Right.
Yo, so your boss just tried taking our heads and failed miserably.
Well, let's not exaggerate. It was my head that he was mostly after.
He was very specific on his headhunting.
But yeah, anybody else here want to try
I
that?
need to be strong.
I mean, everyone,
You're stronger.
every single of the clansmen here are like CR3 babies who you would slam into the ground with one arrow. Or in Toulon's case, but just by butting him with the back of your axe. They're not going to start anything.
yeah. So if you all respect the law of the strong, you won't pick a fight.
They, in fact, seem grateful of the fact that you've killed this bad man.
Okay, ain't dead yet.
Oh, nice.
I mean, he's technically
Well,
alive, yes.
Oh, now you can join the other law-abiding citizens of Dresden.
Ooh.
And
That they
lead
can.
Participate in fair trade.
good, productive lives.
Marvelous. They very much appreciate this. Though they do want one thing from this guy's body,
No?
which is something that he's been using as sort of leverage against them.
Oh.
Water is hard to find around here. You guys have been managing so far, but you're like way worldly adventurers and stuff. The guy has a decanter of endless water that he's been using to water his tribe, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Go nuts.
They'll take
Yeah.
that. And they'll thank you, and
So-
they will go to Dresden because apparently there's civilization now.
Any of you got a name so that you're gonna be deputized?
Wait, deputized?
They're all named Barbara.
No, one of them is called Jork. One of the doormen.
Right.
York.
Right, well, take the decanter and lead these people.
York
Yeah,
will
I
do his
suppose.
best. if he could help you with anything, he would love to do what he can within his limited power and resources.
I don't really think of much.
Huh. Well, fair enough. If there's nothing you need, then there's nothing we can do for you.
What could you do? Do you know? Well, is there anything interesting nearby? Like, I'm sure you have done some scouting in this area.
Oh, we've been around the place quite a bit. We know that there's a group of rocks doing some strange rituals over here. I don't know what they're up to, but it's very confusing.
Well, that's something that probably should be stopped.
Okay, what the hell? What kind of note is that? Me might see some other things. That's not how you write a note. Oh. Oh. That's just... Why is this a location on the map? It's just a location from where you can see other locations.
Huh. Well.
Goofy. Yes, it'll tell you about the Vrox. It'll also tell you that there's a rivaling village, they'd call it, of Dracotars to the southeast, in like the southern part of the forest, who probably moved to Dresden as well, considering what's going on. They've kind of been in conflict with each other for a while, and their barbarian boss has been able to keep it under control. There's one tiny footnote, and that's that you might get into trouble. Like, I need to look up this. They're called Drake Riders. Yes, and he also has things called Retrievers, which are like these constructs, these massive constructs. And he also has these succubi that ride on the back of large drakes. They're coming for you if they find out what you did here. Like, you painted a target on your back with this, you know that?
Rush already had a target on our backs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Present thing and all the other demons that we've busted.
Fair enough.
So, we're gonna be attacked by a metal album cover, it seems like.
Yeah, it sounds kind of rad looking.
Oh, wait,
Demons riding dragons? Hell yeah.
Okay, well, for
Succubi
what...
riding dragons.
Alright, so a couple of extra things that I should probably note. There was a bounty of 8,000 gold pieces on stopping the raids. There's some experience for it as well. There's one more important footnote. And that is that this also counts as a mythic trial for exposed to awfulness, which I think is Toulon.
Yeah, it is.
Right, so now you can join us.
Toulon, in his mighty cleaving of a great creature, feels somewhat redeemed.
Wait, really? That's it, the barbarians?
I mean, this guy was basically causing a whole bunch of oppression. Your exposed to awfulness ties into that.
It's a little less dramatic than the other ones.
I mean, they're not all great. One of them is actually quite terrible. Actually, one of them is straight up bad, mostly because it's a mythic trial you get on top of getting a mythic trial, which makes it just kind of like, ah.
Yeah. Not all mythic trials are made equal.
Well, we're gonna go to Dresden with our hopefully soon-to-be friends. What's Dresden like anyway?
In there.
Happen in town.
I mean, last thing we knew, it was full of demons and it was crawling with them. It's kind of surprising to start seeing convoys going there again.
Well, we clip those out.
Hmm.
Clip those
Perhaps
out. Cleanse the citadel.
he takes you outside for a moment and points at some of the trees. There are some very big meat trees that are looking like they're wilting, which is like, imagine like raw, sloppy meat instead of firm, lively meat.
Ew.
A lot of the demonic growths around here have been decaying lately.
Ah,
We thought it was a sign that was getting worse, but I guess it's a sign things are getting better.
yes. Though, I guess some people like in our world would like to see a meat tree, like just have meat grow on trees. That would be just nice.
I'm certain if
You
you
know.
were interested in it, you could figure something out.
There are people trying to grow meat in labs. Imagine just having it grow on a tree.
What a fantasy world.
Yeah, you go out to a forest and pick a ham off a tree.
How do you know the ham is ripe? You just knock on it.
Yeah.
How about we leave it here for today?
Yeah,
Okay,
alright.
If my calculations are correct, next time is either going to be you guys going to the Ivory Sanctum, or going to the Storm, or going to the... Well, actually, those are the only 3 locations, unless you want to do something else. Something extra. It's also odd. Either or. Progress. Perhaps you will meet your cousin in his refined state. I looked up an old demon that I remember from 3.5 and reworked it into him because it's so fitting, an arrow demon. And I gave him some cool stuff.
Oh,
He's basically your worst nightmare.
oh, now that you mentioned it, I might have seen a picture of those.
Yeah, arrow demons are kind of cool.
Yeah, like, does he have? Do I think those guys had two bows that they're
Yeah.
using?
He does 2. Ashes uses 2 bows, and he has 1 big bow for the big guys.
Smart.
Some variety in his kitchen, yes.
Have quick firing bows and one for the big guys.
One for the big guys that if it manages to hit you will knock you off your ass and maybe leave a big hole wherever it hit you. Also, don't let him smite you.
Oh, great! He has that too now.
No.
Why wouldn't he? He really wants to get rid of a
It's
paladin.
you, but evil.
Yeah, like I said, he's your worst nightmare.
Damn.
And as mentioned, he can apparently just shoot around cover if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what it'll truly be like? How about we calculate some experience and leave on an optimistic note?
Beep boop, experience a Tron.
Oh, Ashes has been a busy boy.
He'll take a bit more to fix than Jisker will, though. Maybe you should pick up Atonement if you get the chance, Lady Lou. Or Break Enchantment. They're both very nice. Plus 555100. 0 is... Okay. Oh, that's a nice number. There's 3 6s in it.
Wow.
And then we divide that by 4, because I'm annoying like that. And we're going to throw it on the heap. You know what? You're like 850 experience from leveling up. Just give yourself level whatever it is.
Oh.
You're almost there. I don't sit on that. I don't want you leveling up like 2 seconds into the next one because you helped a child out of a pit.
Okay.
You raise a child out of a hole and suddenly holy light. You're level 11. You handsome
Yay.
gentleman.
Beautiful.
Level 11 brings with it a feat.
Yay, feet.
Don't say it like that.
Yay, feet.
More hits.
I also get Smite Favored Enemy.
Dang, Daniel. Our Oracle gets a Revelaton.
Neat. Should probably check those out.
You're-
an aura.
Fire Revelaton.
I think there's new ones at level 11, but I might be wrong.
What revelation did you have? What mystery did you have?
Flame.
Flume. Let's see. I think there's
I get Firestorm.
we can get fire. Oh, Jesus Christ! You just set everything around you on fire. You can become a large fire elemental. Join your friend. Molten skin gets stronger. You touch of flame gets... Jesus, any weapon you wield is a flame weapon. That's not very useful for you specifically, but still nice. Indeed, our ranger gets quarry.
Smite Favored Enemy.
Hey, does Toulon have deadly aim, precise shot, or improved precise shot?
I believe I have improved precise shot since level 10.
Well,
The other 2 are going to be useful.
yeah, with Hunter's Blessing, I can give those to everyone within 10 feet of me.
By the way, to London Command, don't forget that you are now a new mythic rank. Just like the rest, you need 3 more trials to become the next one. But until then, ability score increase and the lot. What will the Marshal take as a path ability? Oh yeah, you get second ability score increase and your surges are now 1d8s. I think this is the only time when you guys ever get like disjointed in terms of what mythic trials you have, but ooh, Aura of Perseverance, Caster's Friend. Path abilities. Demagogue. Mob Ruler. Don't forget your extra tier hit points. Easy to forget, but they're there. So, what feat are you taking, Belmore? Because I imagined you had that one planned out 10 months in advance.
Kinda. Yeah, let's see what I was taking. 11.
Understand bulging muscle is a good idea.
Yeah, critical focus.
Ooh.
Mainly because that will then lead to other critical feats.
That's a good one, though. Like, a +4 to confirm your critical hits means that you're gonna be nasty.
Yep.
Ooh. Well, everyone say goodbye to stream. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, stream.